According to our textbook, the French phrase mise-en-scene literally means staging or putting on an action or scene. With regard to film analysis, mise-en-scene describes the overall look and feel or atmosphere of a movie. It refers to everything in the composition of each frame, including the characters, lighting, sound, set design, and costumes. There are two main components of mise-en-scene: design and composition. Design is the selection of settings, actors, makeup, and style of lighting. On the other hand, composition is the organization, distribution, and balance of these objects within each scene. Each detailed component is chosen for a reason, possibly to reflect a larger theme or certain impression. In 1998, director George Miller created a sequel film, Babe, A Pig in the City, that would push the boundaries of a traditional children's movie as he used contrasting elements of mise-en-scene in order to depict overarching themes. Miller stated in an interview about his newly released film, "It's the story, everything's there, death and love and prejudice that can crush the heart or be the hurdle to cross to reach triumph." Only a few years prior to the release of Babe, Pig in the City, Miller released his original creation, Babe. Babe was considered a huge success, grossing over $250 million worldwide. The first Babe is classified as a classic children's movie, while the dark sequel, Babe, Pig in the City, was described by Peter Stack as a desperate and pathetic mess, a chaotic string of dopey vignettes that fail to satisfy as a plot, and that depict cruelty to animals in the name of slapstick comedy. Babe is the story of a pig leaving the country landscapes behind for the big city in order to save his family and his farm. The innocent pig leaves everything he knows for the chaos of an unfamiliar world. Miller establishes foundational themes and concepts by contrasting the worlds of the city and the farm. First, for example, the filmmakers of Babe used open and closed framing to prove a larger point. Open framing is designed to depict a world where characters move freely within an open, recognizable environment, while on the other hand, closed framing is designed to imply that other forces have robbed characters of their ability to move or to act. According to Holliday, the purpose of framing the scenes differently subconsciously draws the viewer's attention to what it is trying to illustrate. By using closed framing in the city, the atmosphere naturally feels isolated and confined. When Babe is looking out of the window at the great city, we as viewers get a sense of his point of view away from the farm. On the other hand, when the scene is set on the farm, the audience is presented with open frame scenes, allowing us to feel the freedom and comfort of the wide open range. These natural reactions to open and closed framing subconsciously gives the viewers a sense of Babe's attitude toward leaving the comfort of his farm to the contrasting large city. According to Clyde Williams, lighting creates a certain atmosphere. Like a painter, the director has to use the right shades of light to put the right amount of emphasis on a subject. In addition to framing, lighting, another element of mise-en-scene, plays a vital role throughout the film. When viewing the farm, the open fields are naturally lit and reflecting sunlight. This sense of natural lighting evokes positive feelings. In contrast, the scenes from the city are typically dark. When the animals try to escape, the dimly lit streets and alleyways create suspense and uncertainty. When the scenes are filmed where the characters are behind the shadows, this creates an atmosphere of hopelessness. For example, when the small disabled dog is thrown from the van. Finally, George Miller used costumes, a third element of mise-en-scene, to create a unique aspect within his film. In Babe, costuming was not only limited to dressing humans, but also the animals. Their elaborate dress changed the tone to evoke a strange and slightly peculiar ambience within the film. Because the animals and humans were wearing detailed clothing, this may have been chosen to blur the line between humans and animals. As the audience, because of the distinguished costumes and animals being our main focus, our perception changed so that the animals are no longer the inferior species to humans. In the city, the well-dressed animals represent a higher class point of view, valuing materialism. The orangutan was so accustomed to his lavish lifestyle that for him to be without clothing was unacceptable. In Babe, Pig in the City, George Miller utilizes elements of mise-en-scene such as framing, lighting, and costumes to establish themes of high class versus low class and farm versus the city. Mise-en-scene is an effective and subtle way to create layers of deeper meaning within the film.